The internet, the World Wide Web, the interwebs has brought us a lot of great stuff, right? Like a lot of great stuff. We are highly connected. We can connect to. If we didn't have this, I wouldn't be able to talk and do a show with my,
Yeah, we wouldn't be
best
doing this
friend
right
from
now,
high school.
right?
We wouldn't be doing this right now. Like college is useless pretty much because you can just Google everything. That's great. That's awesome. That saves a lot of money. Like the internet, for better for worse, has done a lot of good for this world. Um, it does some
But
aggravating things sometimes too. It does some aggravating things. And we have our opinions on said aggravating things about the internet. And we also have a little bit of audience participation. And we're going to start with that. We're going to start with that a little bit. Jonathan, why don't you help me out, man? We have about 4 tidbits of input from folks.
yeah, definitely. We reached out to some people and we asked for some input, and we got a couple responses, and it's kind of funny reading through them right before we did this. There's a common theme, and let's
Interesting.
see if you can spot it. So, Joseph, SC, appreciate you reaching back out to us and giving your response on this. For our question on what really bothers you about the internet, and Joseph had to say that the speed it slows down my games. You
I
know,
agree 100%.
a pain
100%.
in the butt, right? The speed, like if you're going out there and you're trying to play a game, and sometimes, man, you're just lagging, you're rubber banding, you're trying to shoot somebody, it's going back and forth, man. It is a pain in the butt when you are trying to do something on a game, especially like a strictly internet based game. Like we kind of spoke about this earlier, we were just chatting to ourselves. But yeah, Diablo 2 dropped, and there's been one thing that's always happened with like every Diablo launch,
Yeah.
and that's
When
just
BattleNet's
the
down,
first couple
the
of
game is
days
down. Yeah.
is horrible
It's
because you
horrible.
cannot get on
And
there.
that's
The game breaks on you pretty much. Like you will gain some levels, and then as you know, recently, what happened to you this week, you lose them. It didn't save it. It
yeah.
didn't save your information because it's all
So,
online. It's in that cloud, and
yeah. And that's
it just
more
leaves you
that is
nuts.
more of a server issue than it is an internet issue, but the internet is kind of like intertwined in that situation. If it wasn't for the internet, I wouldn't be bitching about it, so it does count. It does count. Internet
Yeah.
speeds, though, for gaming, like I haven't had an issue with internet speeds in a while. It used to be a big problem. It used to be a
Oh man.
huge
Like.
fucking problem. Huge. Oh,
Yeah.
I used to play Doom all the time. I used to play Doom all the time back in the like in the 90s, and it was the first online competitive game that I ever played. And like whenever someone like the phone that I used to dial in to the internet to play Doom, I had call waiting. So anybody that called, when it called through, boom, it kicked me off of the thing. So like those
Yep.
days, I do not miss those whatsoever. I do not miss those whatsoever. But like it's been a long road coming, man. Our generation has been through the worst of
One
times,
gig. We're sitting
and
there
the
streaming
best,
fiber optics right now, just like
and
jamming
that's
out. And then we freak the F out if we lose it
and
for
that's
any reason, because
that's
we are, it is now a necessary utility for anybody, because you
yeah,
need it for work. You need it to access
everything.
any information. Even
Yeah.
if you have a cell phone provider, depending on where you live, which I experienced here in Ida, my reception sucks. So I am
Mm-hmm.
reliant on the internet where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have to have a Wi-Fi in order to be able to text out or even make a phone call at times. So it has become a necessity. Like
Yeah, we're
when,
wired
when we
for
were when we were
we're
10
wired
years
for
old, internet was not a necessity.
no.
Now, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. We're wired for fiber over here. So when we moved into this apartment, we jumped into the 1 gig fiber internet, and it is, man, it's great. It's the best internet situation I've ever experienced or been a part of, and everything like that. And we're a long ways away because right now, like the FC, there's a ton of governmental stuff that needs to happen to make the internet better worldwide. One, it needs to be free. Like, I'm sorry, like there should be a general speed free internet for everyone because like
It doesn't have
there's
to be
certain
1 gig, but
yeah
something
like
that's reasonable. At
like
least
25
56K.
25 megs, something that can get people online and being able to at least enjoy some entertainment, but also survive because you need the internet to survive at this day and age. Like you said, you're absolutely right.
Fill out
Um,
forms to do anything. Like everything government wise has
like
internet access, and you need to even approach that before sometimes even setting an appointment to go to an
yeah,
office, especially
well,
during the COVID time. So it is it is a necessity.
well, we also need like better regulation through the FCC to dictate what is high speed internet because as of right now ISPs can essentially say that they offer high speed internet, but as long as it doesn't go below 25 megs, they can consider it high speed. And I'm sorry, that is not high speed anymore. Internet has changed, and that's just something that needs to be
And the
fixed.
information exchange rate has definitely changed.
Yeah. We need there definitely needs and there are predatory ISPs out there that are giving people like data caps and like that is insane at the amount of streaming that is now the norm nowadays. Giving people data caps is the most cruelest thing. I have a gamer chat with some friends, and there's a guy who's just bitching about his for good reason, not criticizing him. He's bitching for good reason about his internet, and he is stuck with that internet. He cannot move. He doesn't have a choice. He has to have that internet, and they give data caps. They force data caps on people, and like
I've been in
there's some
that
days
position before myself. I
it
know.
sucks,
I've
man.
definitely been there.
So it's a good situation for me and for you. You have a pretty good situation. You have a really fast internet, but there are people out there that are struggling with their internet today. And one, a base internet should be free, and you should also not be capped and charged
So
for
Joseph,
overspending.
man,
It's
we
ridiculous.
we feel your pain, man. We are
We feel
with you
you.
on that. Like the internet speed, man, it can definitely suck. Going on to one of the other gripes that's gonna start our thread here. Laura Urbich, hey baby. People acting like every website is validated information, and phone tracked ads. So we have validated information and phone tracked ads, like the kind that show the same product sold in 3 different ways because someone near you said something about it. You're sitting there talking about electric toasters, and all of a sudden, Facebook starts showing you
Look,
everything about electric toasters.
I am not really a conspiracy theory kind of person. I am more of a need to see it to believe it mindset. Um, and I swear to Christ that fucking your microphone is catching keywords and
Oh, yeah,
and
a
shopping you
hundred
out
percent.
for sure. Like I'm hearing myself say it, and it sounds so much like a conspiracy theory, but like it has to happen. There have been numerous times where I've just said something and I've seen an ad for it, and I've never searched for it. Like there's no cookie that
Yep.
should have been captured based on my input, my physical input, that should have registered that ad, and yet there it is. I this shirt and like another I just recently got this and like 3 other shirts from a online only like an Instagram seller. And then my Facebook now is inundated with this company. It's crazy. It is crazy how aggressive those cookies are. They don't even try
Your
to hide it.
data's out there,
They
100%.
used to hide it a lot better, but now it's just like blatantly obvious that they're just like shoving whatever you search this week. We're going to throw that brand in your face at every single website, every single social media platform. We're just going to hit you with it. It's insane. I don't hate it. Like that's the thing though. Like I don't hate it.
Yeah, 'cause
Seeing those
sometimes
ads,
Oh,
seeing
well,
those
I
ads.
was looking for the best deal on this, or I was looking for somebody who could do this or does do this, and then
Right.
it gives you that suggestion. But still, it
Seeing
puts an
those
invasion of
ads,
privacy, man. It really is.
I don't care. I'm so on the grid. They can fucking look. I bought these
Yeah,
shirts.
we chose. We're online. We're doing everything. We have smartphones. We're on social media. I mean,
We're putting
look at
our
what we're wearing.
we're
asking for it.
volunteering to be on YouTube to talk to you people. Trust me, like we have no qualms without being
Like I
with
said,
being
look
on
what
the
you're wearing,
grid.
Travis. You asked for it.
And look, I look, it was well worth it. Like getting those ads caused me to say, okay, fuck it, I'll finally buy these shirts. I'll stop getting the ads. That didn't happen. I'm still getting the ads, but I'm happy I got the shirts. It was a win-win. It was a win-win.
The other part of that, man, like people acting like every website is validated information. Going to something like I've mentioned this before, actually at the top of the hour, about you get the information that that says 100% what you were thinking.
Right.
You're getting the stuff that validates what you want it to validate, and people have those access to those websites. And like, oh, look at this. This is that what I thought was right. I'm
Right.
going to share it as if it's fact.
Mm-hmm.
And these websites are speculations most of the time, and it's not fact. It's just some kind of brand out there like us, like some jackholes just saying, hey, this is what we think. And then
Mm-hmm.
somebody quoting it as, oh, this is divine scripture. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then that is a problem. And I
Sure.
absolutely agree with that people have too much access to things, or there is too many websites out there that don't have to answer to anybody, do not have to say, hey, this is our information, these are our sources, this is when it was taken,
Right.
and this is how we back it up. It's just, oh, we're going to print it, we're going to post it, not even print it, it's we're going to post it, and this is fact, and people
Right.
take it as such.
It. This has seriously become a thing in the last 15, 15 years, 20 years since we've had the access of these things. Since we've had the phones with constant connection to the outside world, like really, really good, like easy, seamless connection to the world. That's been growing and growing. It's always been a thing. Like even 5 years ago, I acknowledge that it was a thing, but I feel like it didn't get really bad, like really, really bad, until the pandemic. It's always been a thing. Like I said, it's been there. The pandemic, like,
Everybody's been inside and sheltered, and that this has
yeah,
been their one escape is the
it's been,
online
yeah.
route because you didn't go out, so you get to
Ooh.
explore the inner side of you that you normally do
Well,
on the
think
interweb
about it. Like
because there's
we
there's
had
no actual social like
outlet.
ramifications for it for the most
Well,
part
well, yeah,
when
you're
you're
right. You're right.
saying
You're right. Yeah,
something completely ridiculous. Like, what is somebody going to do? Say something mean about you? I'm going to block you. I'm going to
yeah.
cancel you. I don't have to listen to you because you disagree with what I say. Disagreements are where you learn things. Just because somebody disagrees with you doesn't mean they're wrong, doesn't make you right, doesn't make you wrong. But listening to them and then viewing it from their point of view helps you realize or validate what you think, or it helps you realize and validate, hey, maybe there are other things I should be looking at. That
Mm-hmm.
is what an open discussion is for. That is what science is about. That's what debate is about. It's
Boy,
not
that's
about
the
actualities. And it's not about 100% of this is this
that
is and,
Peel.
like I said before, divine
I'm
scripture.
gonna
The whole point of this is you're supposed to take those things into account and go forward with that
that
knowledge.
that all sounds like the dream. That sounds like the dream. It is. I think it is a very. Where I disagree with you, I think it is a very rare occurrence where someone has an argument with somebody, and especially the person that is wrong, objectively, learns something from it. That's been the problem. But it's been the pandemic. Like it's always existed, like I said, but the pandemic multiplied it, and it just didn't help that there was a major political discord, a major presidential election. There were major the George Floyd killing, the protests and riots that came from that. Uh, things like the Gabby Petito case, and this
January
miles and
6th,
miles.
like everything
Yeah,
has
January
been
6th. Like there's tons of things that happened that since people have been working from home, have their phones on them, the internet's in their grill 24/7, it is just so easy to have thoughts. And I think that, and I'll be honest with you, that's been the problem. It's like someone has a thought, they want to have an outlet, they have an immediate connection and an immediate outlet, and they say whatever they want, and that's the problem. I'll be honest with you.
It's not the problem, is that everybody takes those as fact instead of looking up anything else. They're like, oh, somebody said this. Must be real. I'm going to share it
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
because it validates what I think.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely a problem, and unfortunately, I don't know if that's gonna go away.
Oh, it's not. It's
Yeah,
not
I don't
going
know
to.
if it's
This has
gonna
been
go away.
around forever. Everybody's always found this way to believe in what they think and find ways to justify those meanings.
Mm.
But it's just internet right now is that thing. It is the the pain in the butt for everybody right now because you can find whatever you want and make sure it backs up anything you want to say.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I think the choice is yours to fix it, right? Because like
Yeah,
ultimately
be the change
you
you want to see in the world. Like you have
or
to change
surround
that. You have to reach out and do better.
or like sometimes you can't change it, and you have to surround yourself with the people um
Yeah. Get rid of the
that you
toxicity. It's your choice, man. Family,
yeah
friends, it doesn't matter. Like you don't have to deal with toxicity in your life. Like
yeah
you don't. And then
yeah.
and
I
don't.
think that's
It's
the
not worth juice isn't worth the squeeze in that
yeah,
situation.
as they say. Yeah, I agree.
As
I don't think it is worth it to have. Look, it's like we have disagreement. We had a disagreement talking about Gabby Petito in terms of what we
yeah.
think about, like our opinion on what actually happened and stuff like that. Like we have a disagreement there.
And we're
I
here
think
doing another episode.
yeah, and like you said, it's healthy to have those disagreements sometimes if you can have a healthy conversation about it.
That's how you learn and grow as a person is
Yeah, for
because
sure.
of looking at outside views other than what you're normally around. Like,
Yeah,
how else do you learn anything?
but if every
Right?
conversation and it's time, but you need to identify like if every conversation you're having with somebody ends up being some sort of argument or back and forth, it's probably maybe not cut them off and have a clean break, but like give some
Oh
separation.
no.
Like
Yeah.
create a
Or
little
look
bit of
at it in a different
separation.
light too. Like I said, because it might be you.
It might
Like
be
you
you,
got to
yeah.
take a step back and look at that too. And be like, hey, I'm getting these constant arguments.
I mean,
Let
it's
me look at this situation and find out why it's happening. And
I'm never
sometimes
wrong.
it
I'm never
can be a
wrong, so
very
I
hard
don't have to
thing to
do
do.
that.
Look in the mirror.
So
It could possibly be you. But onwards and upwards, our friend Michael French, his big complaint with the internet is drum roll, please. People.
and that's done. We'll see you next week, guys. Have a good one.
100%, and that is
Yeah.
backed up by our buddy Chris Delacruz. Michael French hit the nail on the head with the answer as well. People are the fucking worst. All the world's problems can be sifted down to one common denominator: dumbass motherfucking people. And I wholeheartedly agree. Is if it weren't for people, people wouldn't have problems because people make problems for everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
Write that down.
Write that down. Indeed.
It's,
Yeah.
it's the truth, man. Like people make the internet horrible. And everything we've been speaking about for the past, 15, 20 minutes has been people. That it is the common denominator in all of this. Chris is 100% right that people thinking that they're right, people thinking that they're infallible, people thinking
Mm-hmm.
that their opinion matters more than everybody else's, people thinking that they're right, you're wrong, you have to listen to me, I have money, I'm better than you, my parents did this. You're the effing problem.
Now I think you're just talking about me. All right, come on. That's pretty shitty. You don't have to be. Just say what you're gonna say. No, I agree with you. Like at the end of the day, it's the people who need to learn. That's what we've been preaching on for
We
the
need to
last.
do better. That's all it is, man.
Yeah, we
We
do.
need to do better as a society.
Mm-hmm.
As a
Yep.
people, we need to do
As
better.
a people, and if like I said, if you can't create a little separation, give yourself a little bit of a break, and then if you want to
Think
go
about
back
things.
and try to reconnect, like yeah, it's always good to try new tactics to make yourself happier.
It comes back to that, man. You have to take a step back from what you're talking about or anything, and look at it from all angles,
Mm-hmm.
and have that, I don't know, responsibility, dignity, have that testicular fortitude to to look at yourself and say, hey, maybe I am right. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be sad about something. It's okay to be mad about it. But just don't force those things upon everybody else. Like it's an open
That's
discussion. We're all in this
yeah.
together. Open, like 100%. Like it doesn't matter. Day to day, we are in this life. We're in this world. We're in this country. We're in this state. We're in whatever together. Make the most of it. Just and I've said it all night tonight, man. Be the change you want to see in the world because you're the only person that's going to do it. So if you want to see it, make it happen. Be that difference.